I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here on the Patriotic Rancher Show. My name is Mr. Brutally Honest. How you doing today? It's been a good day today. Cooling down here in the big state of Oklahoma. It's cooling down here in northwest Oklahoma. We're going to get down to real low 20s tonight. So I got to finish up my banana. I thought I was going to get it done before we started, but take one more bite here. All right. So now we're up and going, we're rock and rolling. And ladies and gentlemen, if you know somebody that cannot watch us tonight on the show, tell them to go to Redcon One Media on Spreaker. They can download the Spreaker app onto their tablet, onto their phone, whatever it is, they can download it on there, and they can listen to the audio portion of the show on the Redcon One Media Spreaker. It does have a chat, so they can type in there if they get time while they're listening. So, and I'm going to be watching it. So they can chat away, and I'm going to say hello in there right now. So, yep, Spreaker's up and going. Facebook is up and going, and BeLive is up and going. And I want to thank everybody that's here with us tonight. Holy moly, who all do we got here? Hey, Jimmy Collins, how are you? Brenda, how are you? Sean Bowden, how are you doing? Scott Grimes, hey, Barbara, how are you doing? Marita, Leslie, how's it going? Joni Wells, how's it going? How's it going? Great to see everybody. Great. Hey, Gina, how you doing? Thanks for joining us from Utah. But we got a big show lined up for you tonight. Interesting stuff. And I guarantee it's probably some stuff that you haven't heard about yet. Hey, Melly, how you doing? But yeah, there's some stuff I found today that a lot of people haven't heard about yet. And I think it's important that we go over this stuff. Hey, Gene, how are you doing? Thanks for joining us. You guys be sure to like and share. Invite everybody you know, everybody you love, everybody in your family, your friends, everybody you don't like, everybody you hate. And damn sure, be sure to invite every liberal you know. Whoa. Nicola, I hope I'm saying that right. Nicola Mossberry. Hello from Indy. Hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Jeannie Marie, how you doing? Wow, that just went right by. There it is right there. I'm going to put it up there so everybody can see it. There we go. Yeah, hey, guys, how's everybody doing? I hope you guys are having a great day. You know, it's been a good day. The temperature's cooling down. We're getting after it. Got a sale tomorrow, pretty small one, but that's okay. We got a sale barn in Woodard, Oklahoma. But you know what? There's some pretty positive things happening today. Actually, in a lot of areas. And it's really, really good that Redcon One Media is blowing up and growing like it is. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Yep, well, that's right. We can respect each other and disagree. We can agree to disagree. That don't matter. That just makes us human. That's all that is to us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, everybody knows what time of the day it is, and they know what we're fixing to do here, and I got to put something else in here. Let me type this in real quick. I figured I'd spell it wrong. There we go. I still spelled it wrong. But you know, that's just me. It's doing something. I don't know what it's doing. I'm having problems. Anyway, everybody knows what time of day it is. It's time to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You know, every once in a while, has this ever happened to y'all? At the most opportune time, you get tongue-tied or a brain fart? Yeah, happens at the most inopportune time. When that's the last thing you're thinking about, you get tongue-tied or you got a brain fart or something. So yeah, but it happens. It happens. So all right. So here's the first thing. First things first. Let's get this show started. Never, right, Jay? Yeah, I believe that. I believe you got some oceanfront property here in Arizona somewhere, don't you? All right, let's get started. We got a lot of things. There you go, Leslie. She says the older I get, the more it happens. There you go. All right. Hey, Dan, how you doing? 35 below in South Dakota tomorrow night. I love South Dakota. That was good country. I enjoyed working up there. But you know what? When it comes to those kind of temps, I had that when I was in Montana. And I don't work in it all the time anymore, so I just can't handle it. Yes, I do. I put your comments on the screen. How you like that? I think that's just awesome, don't you? I think that's just slicker than slick right there. It sure changes things. So I'm going to ask God who first used the words brain fart. That's a good one. That's a good one. Jeffrey Cook says, I wake up having a brain fart. All right. Yeah, Jerry, see, we all have a tendency to suffer from CRS. That we do. That we do. All right, so here we go. We're going to talk about something here. Actually, the first thing I want to talk about is something else. I'm going to pull that down there. This is the first thing I want to talk about right here, ladies and gentlemen. Another shooting in Houston, Texas. Another shooting in Houston, Texas. It's horrible that this happened. I was reading about this shooting, and there's not a lot of detail out right now, but there was already a lot of replies to this where I found this. And I found this on, where did I find this? On www.cron, which is the Houston Chronicle.com news. But it says multiple Houston police officers were reportedly shot in southeast Houston Monday afternoon after an encounter with the suspect. The incident occurred about 5 p.m., according to police, in the Pecan Park neighborhood near Harding Street and Fennell. Details about the incident have not been announced, but multiple HD sources said 5 officers have been shot, and their condition is not known at this time, and medical personnel are on the way to the scene. We have had several officers shot. Please pray for the officers on the way to the scene now. More information will follow. And a lot of these comments, some of them just disgusted me, and some of them makes you think. Like one comment was from a person who said, well, didn't everybody that got flooded out down there in Louisiana, didn't they relocate them to Houston? Yeah, a lot of them went there. So are you saying the crime went there? Well, it probably did, but Houston had a hell of a lot of crime before that. I know. I was down in Houston for a while, lived down there at Waller, Texas, shoeing horses. And I was down at Waller, Tomball, Texas, all that country, and yeah, it's well, gee, you're talking about one county, ladies and gentlemen, that has about 5 million people living in it. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of crime, a hell of a lot of crime in one city, in one area. You know, I'm froze up. Bradley Hudoff says I'm froze. Am I froze, guys? You guys tell me, am I froze up? Donna, am I froze? Oh, okay. Well, let me pull it up and see if I'm froze. I don't know if I am or not. I hope I'm not froze up. You guys have to let me know if I'm froze up or not, because Bradley just said, oh, okay, I'm good. Okay. Okay, good. Whew, had me worried. Had me worried. But you know, I was down in Houston, Waller, Tomball area, shoeing horses, what I did for a living. And yeah, there is a lot of crime down there. But you know what? Here's the question that I have. I'm going to put forth to you people. And I want you guys to tell me what your responses are in the chat. Is the sanity of our country completely leaving? In all honesty, is the sanity of the Republic of the United States to where crime dictates everyday life? Crime dictates everything that happens. And it's not only in the streets, it's in our government, it's in our city government, our county government, state government, federal government. It's at the workplace. It's everywhere. Why has sanity left the country? You guys, I want to hear you, see y'all's responses down there. And don't forget, you can go over on Spreaker, and I want to see your contacts on there too, because I got the chat up on Spreaker. So you guys, if you want, drop over there and say hello. If you can pull two of them up at one time, there you go. But be sure to like and share this and invite everybody along. So anyway, what happened to the sanity that this country was founded on? You know, it's something I just don't understand. Now, Jerry C says crime, dishonesty is a commonplace. It is. It's becoming too commonplace. You know, I was just talking with a friend of mine up in Kansas, and we're both military guys. And he brought up the fact that there's stuff happening all the time. Like he was telling me about a story that he remembers down in Texas where they arrested a guy because he was eating somebody alive under a bridge. Really? You know, and then we have these zombies going around. And I'm not talking like in the movie stuff. I'm actually talking true blue flesh eaters. We got those going around. Then we got the left wanting to kill babies. But at the same time, they don't want to kill mass murderers. They want them to stay in prison for the rest of their life. When they've been sentenced to be executed, they still get 20, 30 years before it even happens. So what's happened to our sanctity in this country? Has it disappeared? I do believe so. Has it become such a quagmire that we can't figure out what's going on? You know, when you sit there and think about it, ladies and gentlemen, the auspiciousness of everyday life can be either commonplace, it can be fascinating, it can be mundane, it can be anything you want it to be. But then at the same time, crime in every form or fashion seems to rear its ugly head every single day, no matter where it's at. When was the last time we had true positivity come out and be nationwide? When was the last time the very first story that you heard on the news, on any news network, was of positivity? When was the last time that was? You guys let me know, because I don't remember. I do not remember when the last time the very first news story to come out of the day is a positive one. You know, yeah, it's just like DN says. It's unlawful to give a murderer lethal injection in the state of New York, but you can damn sure kill a full-term baby because they just passed that bill. Does that make any sense to you guys? That don't make no sense to me. That there is giving a license to kill. That's all it is. Cuomo just gave the entire state of New York a license to kill. Now, who should be held accountable? Him or all the people that's going to follow it? Y'all tell me. You know, this is disgusting. This is disgusting. Excuse me, this is disgusting stuff. This is immoral stuff. This stuff is something that makes me cringe. Now, like Scott Peterson, he's still in prison. You know, decades ago, at least that I know of, they usually finish the broadcast with a positive story. How many of you remember at the end of the night, what was the last thing you seen on TV before they went off the air? Anybody tell me? I know Don Joe can because me and her talked about it. Does anybody remember what the last thing you seen on TV? And usually it was right after the Late Show, Johnny Carson show. Because that's who I watched. Because I thought Johnny Carson was just funnier than hell. But you don't do that no more. You don't have that no more. You know, it makes me wonder where the sanctity of life, in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, where's the sanity of life? Where is the caring? Where is the dignity, the honor, the values, the morals, the respect? Where is all that? Have we lost that? The national anthem. The national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. That's right. Exactly. Exactly. That was the last thing that we seen on TV, and TV actually went off. Because I remember it come up. Like, who was it? One of them had the peacock, and it would do that, and then the peacock come up and it'd say goodnight, and ABC, NBC, CBS, that's all there was, just the 3 channels. Of course, then there was PBS. But other than that, that was it. That was it. So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it makes me wonder. And what makes me get on this subject is not only the talk I had with a friend of mine, but this stuff that I'm seeing that I pulled up tonight. It's really... I mean, I pulled a bunch of stuff up that I want to talk to you about because I can't have all this stuff running on my computer because for some reason my computer's running a little slow and I do not understand it. But anyway, after I pulled a bunch of this stuff, I'm wondering where the hell's the sanctity going? Where is the dignity of our country? Have we lost the dignity of our country, in all honesty? I want you guys to tell me. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that the Republic has lost its dignity at all? And are you hoping that the president brings our dignity back, or are you going to help him bring our dignity back? I'm going to do everything I can to make sure we have dignity in our country, no matter what. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that's all there is to it. Because without dignity, do you have honor? Without dignity, do you have strength? Do you have moral caliber? Can you be a productive member of the society? I don't think so. I don't think so, but that's just me. So, you know, it is, Angela. It's godless in its truest form from a reprobate mind. You're absolutely correct. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And that brings up another question. We got religion everywhere in this country. You know, they're pushing the Muslim religion on us. They're wanting everybody to become a Muslim. And you got the Catholics, who's got a hell of a lot of problems themselves. Of course, the Episcopals, the Methodists, the Baptists, Southern Baptist, the hellfire and brimstone preachers, the snake charmers. You got Pentecostal, you got, you name it, you got it. If you want a type of religion, a Wiccan is here. But we've had a show on this before. We got religion, but what happened to God? Whoa, I just seen that. Be Live just shut me down for about that fast. Did you guys see that? I did. Wow, that was awesome. I hope they don't do it again. But we got religion, so where's God? Did we lose God? Have we lost good Lord up above in our country? You guys tell me what you think. Let me know. Because it sure makes me wonder. It really does. And I can't believe they just did that. You know, I grew up with preachers, Jimmy Swaggart, Jim and Tammy Faye Baker, Oral Roberts. And I mean, these guys are talking tongues. These guys are just going off. And they're laying the hands on them and pushing these people and they're healing them and everything else. But you know, the funny part about it is, ladies and gentlemen, you'd never see those preachers in a hospital healing anybody. You'd never see them go to somebody's home and heal them, especially if they didn't give them a donation or they didn't give them their tithing. And now we got all these mega churches around here where everybody, I mean, these preachers are making millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Maybe it's just me. But I know Joel Osteen ain't up there preaching just for shits and giggles. No. I know there's a lot of preachers out there. All them preachers of California. Hell, they had a show on TV about them. The millionaire preachers, and they're all driving around. They're being chauffeured in these, what I call a fancy pimp mobile. They're being chauffeured in these damn things. You know, I grew up with preachers that never made over $10,000 a year. I can still name you some. And I know a preacher who I really liked. He had a college right here in Oklahoma. His name was Oral Roberts. I really liked Oral Roberts, but you know what? He was a man of man. Oral Roberts didn't rob Peter to pay Paul. He didn't steal people's money. He actually did something with it. He went out and started a college to help people that wanted to get into the religious area of life. But you know, have we lost God? That's a question. Yeah, Deanne. I do remember some channels would say a prayer before the TV station went off the air. Yes, I do remember that. Our NBC channel, believe it or not, in Amarillo, Texas, would do that. They would do the Star Spangled Banner, national anthem, say a prayer, and they'd say goodnight. That's it. You know, but here's my thing, ladies and gentlemen. I believe in the good Lord up above. I believe there is a higher power. I believe that man up there is guiding me and watching me and helping me go along this path that he's put Donna and I on. I really do. But it makes me wonder when I see what's happening in New York. It makes me wonder what I see that's happening in different parts of our country. It makes me wonder, have we lost God? Where's the sanctity? Where's the sanctity of religion? Where's the sanctity of our children? Where's the sanctity of life? We've lost it all. So that's what I wanted to say about that. Now, one of the things, another story today that I come across that really fascinated me, and this comes from the Free Republic. This is from a Border Patrol wife. This Border Patrol, the wife of a Texas Border Patrol agent, invited Speaker Nancy Pelosi to visit the border for herself and see why walls are needed. We would like to show you around. You don't need to bring any security detail. Our husbands and significant others are actually very good at their jobs, thank goodness. Jill Demesky, the wife of Texas-based Border Patrol agent, wrote in a letter to Speaker Pelosi. She told Fox News she wrote the letter because she felt Pelosi needs to see this area of the border in person in order to make an informed decision about border security funding. We also would appreciate if you'd stop pretending that you care about federal workers, she continued. If you did, you would care for their safety and not just their paychecks. We could hold out a little bit longer if it means our husbands and communities are safe. She emphasized that elected representatives should meet with the agents on the ground to get a more accurate understanding of their need for physical barriers and to see the actual work being done by their husbands and or significant others. Another Border Patrol agent, another Border Patrol wife, Rena Perez, joined her on Fox and Friends Monday morning saying it is definitely needed. We just want them to come down there on the line and actually see where the whole argument is about. The wives of Border Patrol agents endured weeks of their husbands going to work and putting their lives on the line while they are not being paid during the partial government shutdown that ended last week, she said. She said she was glad that Demesky wrote the letter to Pelosi. Well, I hate to tell you this, but Nancy Pelosi will not come to the border where you want her to. Nancy Pelosi will not go anywhere without her security detail because she thinks that she is just hot shot. You know, she thinks that she is the boogeyman. And that what she says goes, and that's all there is to it. So it really makes you wonder, will Nancy Pelosi show up on the border? I'm telling you this right now, ladies and gentlemen, she won't. She won't. She won't go to the border. I'll bet my life on it. She won't go to the border without her security. And she won't go to the border where there's a lot of agents. All right, ladies and gentlemen, like and share, invite everybody if you can. Boy, we need everybody to come. I'd like to have this thing blown up. I really would. I'd like to have everybody I could come in here and just do all sorts of good stuff. You know, I would. I'd like to have everybody come up here. You know what? Back on We Support Donald Trump, we had 200,000 viewers. Let's build this up. Let's build this up. Let's get Redcon One Media and all the shows, each show on here, where it be Deplorables, the Patriotic Rancher Show, Cerebral Connection, all of us. Get all of our shows after the aftermath show or I think that's what we call it. I can't remember George's show, but let's get 200,000 viewers per show. How's that sound? That would be cool, wouldn't it? So be sure to like and share. Like and share. And ladies and gentlemen, got the PayPal thing up there. If you want to support or donate and you like what's going on, you know, I got to shut the door here. Hold on a second. Okay. You know, if you want to support and donate, you guys can help out a lot. This Be Live thing is costing me $25 a month. And I'm on the low end. I'm on the low package. So if you guys want to help, you know, help me do the Be Live thing. You know, I'd really appreciate that. Would help me out a bunch. Knowing that you guys are help supporting and we got Be Live paid for every month, not a problem. Boom, boom, boom. We can keep going. You know, I am looking at some lights, so we don't have to use this one. That ain't going to create a lot of shadows. So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we could sure use your help. Give us all the help you can. Anyway, Linda, well, thank you for joining us. Sorry you got to leave so fast. Okay. All right. So the next story I want to get on to. This comes from the Free Republic. And this story is, it's actually kind of an interesting one. Have you guys heard this story yet? I want to know if you heard this one yet. The Mueller investigation is near completion. You guys heard that yet? The acting AG Whitaker says this. Acting AG, really? Really? I got two big orange eyes looking at me right in the window. Well, you're just gonna have to wait. Special Counsel Robert Mueller has almost finished up his nearly 2-year investigation into collusion and Russian interference in the 2016 election, the acting Attorney General said Monday. The investigation is, I think, close to being completed, and I hope that we can all get the report from Special Counsel Mueller as soon as we can, i.e., as possible. Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker said during a news conference after announcing criminal charges against one of China's largest telecommunications companies. I have been fully briefed on the investigation, and I look forward to Director Mueller delivering the report, and I really am not going to talk about an open and ongoing investigation otherwise, he added. This is a developing story. Check back for updates. Well, trust me, we're going to, because this is the first time I heard this. This is the first time that I heard that Mueller's investigation is winding up. What about you guys? Have you guys heard about it? I haven't. I haven't heard about it at all. It's the first time for me. So I'm kind of like, okay, that's pretty awesome. Well, I'm glad that's happening. I really am. All right, I'm going to talk about something here, ladies and gentlemen. And this is very important. For the number one fact of the matter is that Nancy Pelosi is trying to push a House resolution through. And if she gets this House resolution pushed through, ladies and gentlemen, our elections will be completely worthless. Our elections will never, ever be the same. Our elections will completely be done away with. Nancy Pelosi is trying to push House Resolution 1 through. You know, there's a lot of things going on in House Resolution 1. And I actually looked it up. I actually tried to find it on the House of Representatives site. I went in there to look it up. Well, I couldn't find it yet because it has not, anytime a bill is submitted on the floor, it has to go through another department first. A records department has to go there first, and they say it could be some delays before it's put on the internet site. Well, I have some other stuff that hasn't showed up yet either, but we're going to get to them later on. But House Resolution 1, this is the big fantasy of the left, ladies and gentlemen. I got this report from Breitbart is where I got this one. It says over 150 conservative leaders nationwide released a memo to the movement from the Conservative Action Project on Monday, declaring that they are opposed to the Democrats' kickoff legislation, H.R. 1, which would profoundly shift elections towards liberal candidates and open the door to rampant voter fraud, calling Speaker Nancy Pelosi's bill the ultimate fantasy of the left. Conservatives are united in opposing H.R. 1, the attempt by House Democrats to fundamentally undermine the American electoral system. The memo begins. It explains several key features of Pelosi's inaugural legislation, outlining how it is designed to ensure that a liberal Democrat wins the House in 2020 and the left gains unified control of Congress and will take over the state governments. Did you guys catch that part? They will take over the state's governments. She ain't talking about federal government. She's talking about your state. Now, remember when I've been telling you, even before the elections, you need to start doing your on who's running. You need to start seeing what's what, who's who. You need to start looking at the person before you look at what they do. What's the person worth? What's this person's morals, this person's values? And then you look at their record. What have they done? Are they a lifetime politician? Are they an attorney? Are they a plumber? Are they a brick mason? The carpenter, plumber, what? Well, Nancy Pelosi is using this H.R. 1, ladies and gentlemen, to make it where the states win all liberal. The Democrats' bill violates the First Amendment. It restricts political speech and election activities in several ways that the U.S. Supreme Court has made crystal clear violates the Constitution, such as groups polling resources, groups pooling resources take out ads on the issue those groups advocate. Pelosi's legislation is a massive federal power grab away from the states. The Constitution gives primary authority to the sovereign states to conduct elections. This bill empowers the federal government to micromanage elections by requiring states to get pre-clearance from Washington, D.C. before changing their election processes. H.R. 1 also mandates countless millions of taxpayer dollars to be given to candidates for their campaigns, requiring citizens to fund candidates who those citizens actually oppose for office. The memo highlights several other features of the bill, including forces all states to allow all convicted felons to vote, requires all states to allow same-day voter registration, which leads to massive voter fraud, makes it difficult for a state to discover if a voter is also voting in another state, prevents states from limiting early voting, prevents states from limiting voting by mail, requires all states to provide free mail-in absentee ballots, criminalizes political speech that the government deems discouraging to voters who are statistically more likely to vote Democrat, and takes redistricting away from elected leaders to give to left-leaning commissions. What does that sound like to you guys? What does that sound like to you? In all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, just what I have read right there is 100% pure communism. Nancy Pelosi's H.R. 1 is trying to steal our rights 100% on the Electoral College and Voting College, period. She is trying to do anything and everything there is just so liberals get into office. And on top of that, like this says, we're supposed to pay for somebody that we oppose. I don't think so. I don't think so. And you're going to criminalize me for talking out against somebody that's running for office that's a criminal, that doesn't do anything good, that's out to screw everybody over. That's fine. Criminalize me then. Criminalize me. That's just another form of censorship, ladies and gentlemen. That's all that is. This right here, what I've read so far, speaks socialism 100%. You guys agree? Many of those items are statistically more likely to increase Democrat and liberal votes over Republicans and conservative votes. For example, most felons vote for Democrats, and people who do not register to vote until the last minute lean left as well. Others increase the odds of voter fraud and intimidation. The most secure method of voting is in a government building on election day. Early voting, voting by mail, automatically registering people to vote when they get a driver's license, and allowing a person to register for the first time on election day are each more susceptible to fraudulent votes, or for voters to be intimidated regardless of who they vote for. Moreover, engineering messages that are said to discourage voting are typically conservative messages that various left-wing minority voter groups attack as voter suppression. Making such messages a federal crime creates the possibility of conservative groups being prosecuted by the United States government, chilling their willingness to participate in elections at all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard that. You just heard that it's going to criminalize. This bill, H.R. 1, is going to criminalize every conservative out there. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to criminalize us. For one, because we don't agree with the left. For two, because we're going to talk about anybody, I don't care who you are, on the right or the left, that's not good for us. We're going to talk about the bills that you guys are trying to pass that's going to screw us over, like this one right here, H.R. 1. And we're going to be the ones getting in trouble. You're going to criminalize us. And you're going to prosecute all conservative groups with the power of the United States government, therefore chilling their willingness to participate in any elections at all. I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, that just put a fire underneath me. That put a fire underneath me right there big time, and it should you as well. Because you know what? This H.R. 1 is intimidation 101. That's all it is. This is intimidation by backdoor proceedings done by the Speaker of the House via a power grab that she has in order to ensure that liberals dictate this country from this day forth. Now, if y'all are going to stand up and let this happen, y'all go for it. But I ain't going to. I ain't going to. This is time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the people of the Republic of the United States of America to start talking. Start coming out. We need to, like Michael Holland says, we need to press the reset button or unplug this government and reboot it with necessary kernel updates needed to reestablish what our country's foundation in 2019 needs to be. Yeah. But here's my question. What are you going to do about it? I'm telling you what this H.R. 1 is about. You know, we keep talking about we need to do rallies and we need to speak up. How about we go to Washington, D.C. and fight this damn thing right on Nancy's front doorstep? How about we park right outside where she lives up there? Because we know she ain't in California all the time. She's got a place up there. So let's go to the Speaker's house. A bunch of people park right there and raise hell about this. A bunch of people go up to the Capitol building and raise hell about this. You people start calling your legislators and tell them this is a crock of crap. How dare they try to take our rights from us? They're trying to take our First Amendment rights away from us, ladies and gentlemen. It's blatant. It's point blank in your face. They're trying to silence us 100%. H.R. 1. Are you going to let it happen? I'm not. You know, it says here conservatives are uniting to fight this thing. And I want to go over these couple of things here again. Okay. H.R. 1 undermines the First Amendment, ladies and gentlemen. It undoes key Supreme Court cases that protect elections as fundamentals to free speech. It would allow the Federal Election Commission to track and catalog more of what Americans are saying, registered even very small political donations, and make public those who donate to different charitable or nonprofit organizations. The legislation, while subject private citizens to intimidation and harassment for their private political beliefs, far broader than what was done by the IRS targeting scandal in 2013. H.R. 1 yanks election authority away from the states. H.R. 1 reasserts the ability of the federal government to micromanage state elections through the process known as pre-clearance. Pre-clearance, which was previously overturned by the United States Supreme Court, requires states to get permission from the federal government for changes as small as modifying the hours of an election office or moving a voting location from a school gym to a library. Critically, none of these practices would undo any fraud or corruption. Rather, these same practices result in incorrect registrations and inaccurate voter data, while failing to address actual corrupt practices like ballot harvesting. Moreover, they are all designed to eliminate the federalism that keeps elections transparent, local, and fair. H.R. 1 attacks individual voter integrity. America was founded on the principle of one person, one vote. H.R. 1 turns this on its head by weaponizing every aspect of the political regulatory system. The Federal Election Commission, which is currently a neutral body, would be given a 3-2 makeup, guaranteeing a partisan outcome with little accountability towards actual votes which are cast. H.R. 1 also includes a 600% government match for political donations and authorizes even more public dollars to campaigns. This bill also wants to make Election Day a new paid holiday for government workers, with additional paid vacation given to bureaucrats to oversee the polls. All of these changes are designed to distance the outcome of the election from those casting their votes, ladies and gentlemen. H.R. 1 would also implement the following changes. Which state, Carolyn? Your state. That would be your state. Everybody's state. Everybody's state's going to be involved in this. I think I read that wrong. I'm sorry. But yeah. So H.R. 1 would also implement the following changes. Forces states to implement mandatory voter registration, removing civic participation as a voluntary choice and increasing chances for error. Mandates that states allow all felons, no matter what their sentence is, all felons to vote. Mandate same-day voter registration. Limits the ability of states to cooperate to see who is registered in multiple states at the same time. Prohibits election observers from cooperating with election officials to file formal challenges to suspicious voter registrations. Criminalizes and protected political speech by making it a crime to discourage someone from voting. Bars states from making their own laws about voting by mail. Prohibits chief election officials in each state from participating in federal election campaigns. And mandates free mailing of absentee ballots. And mandates that states adapt new redistricting commissions. That right there is a very key word, redistricting. The liberals have been wanting the United States to be redistricted for years. For years, ladies and gentlemen, because that way they have full say on what's what. They have full power over what's what. There was actually a plan came out 4 years ago on redistricting while Obama was in office. I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but I seen it. I seen the map, how they're wanting to redistrict everything. They're wanting to redistrict California. They're wanting to redistrict Florida, Michigan, New York, all the states where the most Democrat population is. They're wanting to redistrict them so they can actually add more representatives. In a nutshell, that's all it is. That's all it is. But states like Oklahoma, Montana, Kansas, Nebraska, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, where we don't have major metropolises, major populations of people, we would be the ones screwed. Because we don't have enough people throughout our state to really qualify for redistricting, so we would stay the same. Does that sound right to you guys? Does that sound fair to y'all? It don't me. So what do you think Nancy Pelosi's trying to do this? Why do you think Nancy Pelosi's trying to push through H.R. 1 so much? Ladies and gentlemen, Nancy Pelosi's always had a plan for being Speaker of the House. Nancy Pelosi has always had a plan to take over this country in the name of being a liberal, name of being a progressive. How do you guys like what you're hearing so far? I don't like anything about it. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready to stand up against this. You know, this here is another type of fodder for the fire. This is another type of fodder for the war that the left is wanting. The left are aching for a war, ladies and gentlemen. They are begging for a war. Just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if President Trump and Vice President Pence was taken out, she would become president. Can you imagine what in the hell would happen then? Could you imagine what would happen to the sanctity of our country? Our republic would lose its sovereignty overnight. The sovereignty of the United States of America would be gone faster than you can say crap. Because that's what she wants. Globalist power, socialism, Agenda 22, whatever you want to call it. Nancy Pelosi has that power as the Speaker of the House, and that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to bring that forth. She is trying to do that in a way to where we have no say. You know, we can sit here, we can talk about all this, and we can kind of hem-haw around about it, ladies and gentlemen. But the time for hem-hawing around about it is over with. The time for saying, well, one of these days she'll get hers, that's over with. Because if you're sitting on that damn fence, it's time for you to get off the fence and pull the splinters out of your ass. Figure out which side of the fence you're going to be on. And once you do, then put your feet down and go forward and help fight. I don't care what side of the fence you want to get on. If you want to get on the left, get on the left. You want to get on the right, get on the right. It don't matter to me. If you just want to walk down the middle of that damn thing, just walk down the middle of it. Maybe one day you'll decide which side you want to be on. But don't you think it's time that we all pulled the splinters out of our butt and figured out what was going on? Because, ladies and gentlemen, we keep sitting around, Nancy Pelosi is going to take our country's rights away from us. She's going to take our freedom of speech, which was given to us by our forefathers and afforded to us through the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. This is another way for her to do away with the freedom of speech, ladies and gentlemen. Are you going to let that happen? I'm not. I'm not at all. That's a crock of crap. That's all it is. You know, we got to fight this kind of stuff. We got to make sure this kind of malarkey does not happen in the Republic of the United States of America. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the beginning of our end. They already got legislation going against our Second Amendment. Now they're going after our First Amendment. They're going to be going after our Fourth Amendment, our Fifth Amendment. They're going to be going after every damn one of them. We know they want to do away with the Constitution completely. We know they want to do away with the Bill of Rights completely. So what are we going to do? What in the hell are we going to do, ladies and gentlemen? We're just going to sit here and flap our gums? Or are we actually going to do something? You know, interesting. All right. So, you know, ladies and gentlemen, it's just time for us to, maybe it's time for us to fight back. They're shooting at us. When are we going to shoot back? We're going to wait till the storm hits? Well, I hate to tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, but the storm has already hit. And the bell has tolled. The bell is already rung. The fight is on. Are you ready? Because trust me, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of you that live in big metropolises. And you're going to be caught in this before I ever will be. Because I'm way down here in Oklahoma where every house has firearms. I'm way down here where we won't tolerate a lot of crap. But see, where you guys are in those major metropolises, you have something against you. Every one of those major metropolises has a loop around it. If they want, they'll shut those loops down and you can't get out and you're stuck. What are you going to do then? It's time to start doing some critical thinking, ladies and gentlemen. I've been saying it for 2 years, going on 3 years. Critical thinking time. And that right there will steal every chance of critical thinking by the government. That's just me. That's just me. All right, I hope you guys like what you're hearing. If you do, like and share this thing. Like and share the heck out of it. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we spend all day what we can trying to do stuff like this. We try to find stuff that you're not hearing about on everyday news. Now imagine, how come you haven't heard that much about? Have you guys heard of HR1 before? I haven't until today. I didn't know a damn thing about it. I didn't know anything about it. So, you know, this is where I tell folks, you guys got to do some research. You guys got to research big time. Every day I'm making a point to come. I got them bookmarked on my computer. The Senate and the House of Representatives, and also my state's government. I got them bookmarked. I come up in here every day and I look to see what they're working on bill-wise. And you want to know the funny part is? There's a lot of bills that they're working on that you cannot find any information about at all. At all. So, yeah, that really kind of surprising. Maybe it's just me, but it's kind of surprising. All right, now we got Spreaker. Spreaker is up and going. Boy, it's going good too. I like it. How many people are in the chat over there? Just me. Just me. That's all right. So if you know somebody that can't watch this show, or you have to turn it off because you got family or something going on and you need to go do something, ladies and gentlemen, download Spreaker onto your phone, your iPad, your iPod, whatever technological device you have, download Spreaker and look up Redcon One Media, and you'll be listening to the show. You ain't going to miss nothing. And when it's all said and done, you'll be caught up just like everybody else. And also, one thing we're going to really start doing, ladies and gentlemen, we need you to start going to Redcon One YouTube page, because we've had some things happen on Redcon One Media here as of late, and we're really going to start looking at blowing up our YouTube. So we need everybody to go to the Redcon One Media YouTube page. And if you're not following it, you need to follow it. You need to get your notifications going on there, because you're not getting your notifications with Facebook. That's for damn sure. And that's right, Jeremy Hansen, critical action and thinking. It may require violence, and I guarantee you what, it's going to require violence. And if you're not ready to run with the big dogs, it's time to fight. Jeannie Marie McLaughlin, you missed what HR 1 is. HR 1, I tell you what, if you want, after the show, send me a message and I'll tell you where you can go look it up. You can go I went to Breebert and found it, and I was amazed when I read it. I really was amazed. So, but anyway, but yeah, guys, go to Redcon One Media YouTube page. Go to Redcon One Media Spreaker here on Facebook, and you'll catch everything we're hearing about. Oh yeah, you gotta look this up. This is research time, ladies and gentlemen. Research time. We got to do it. And you know the easy thing about today, technology. You can look up anything and everything. You can go to the House, you can go to the Senate, you go to the Supreme Court, you can do your state laws, bills, everything. You can look it all up. You can do a lot of research sitting in a chair, drinking your water or your coffee or whatever, and you're good to go. So, okay. Now, that was first hour. Man, that thing kind of flew by. It did. Guys, if you want to call in, give me a call. Everybody knows the number, 580-571-1188. I'll actually put it on a crawler on here. That way it's going by, and you can see it. Crawler. All in. 1-580-571-1188. At crawler. Now it's probably all the way down here at the bottom, ain't it? Yep, there it is right there. All right, we got her going. That's a call-in number if you want to call in and talk about what we've already talked about. You know, ladies and gentlemen, critical thinking time is important. You can bind that with the possibility of physical that's fixing to happen. It's imperative. It is imperative that both are being accounted for. It's imperative that everybody looks at the possibility of the physical violence that's fixing to come to you. And I hate to sound like I'm beating a dead horse, but this is something that I've learned through history. When shit hits the fan, you might have to shoot your neighbor because your neighbor trying to be killing you for your food. Your neighbor might be trying to kill you for your clothes, for your dog so he can eat it, whatever. You know, you might have to shoot your best friend. You might have to shoot people you think are your friends. You might have a major falling out with family members. But violence is going to come. And trust me, it's not going to be pretty. There's nothing pretty about war. There's nothing pretty about violence. No matter what you see, no matter what you hear, there's not a damn thing pretty about it. It's the scariest thing you'll ever do in your life. And once it starts, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to be over very quick. It's going to be going on for quite a while. That's the worst part. So I got some things here I pulled up today. And I thought there was very important things. You know, they're important enough for me because one really hits home when I've been talking about the RV, right? Revalue of currency. And I've been talking about the possibility of having our currency change. Well, in order to do that, we got the Federal Reserve in the way. That's just one of the aspects that's in the way. Well, there was actually a bill that was put forth. Oop, that one right there. That one right there. HR 24. Federal Reserve Transparency Act of 2019. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I printed it off. I printed off what they had on the site. And the HR 24 is this. This is the first session to require a full audit of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve by the Congress of the United States and for other purposes. Now, this is a bill that to require a full audit of the Board of Governors and the Federal Reserve System and the Federal Reserve banks by the Comptroller of the United States, be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States Congress assembled. Section 1, short title. This act may be cited as the Federal Reserve Transparency Act. Section 2, audit reform and transparency for the Board of Governors. In general, notwithstanding Section 714 of Title 31 United States Code or any other provision of law, the Comptroller General of the United States shall complete an audit in the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System and Federal Reserve banks under subsection B and such section 714 within 12 months after the date of this enactment of this act. In general, no later than 90 days after the audit required pursuant to subsection A this thing has got a lot of legalese. But basically what they're saying is this, ladies and gentlemen, there shall be a report made to the Speaker of the House, the majority and minority leaders of the House of Representatives, majority and minority leaders of the Senate, the chairman of the ranking member of the committee and each subcommittee of jurisdiction in the House of Representatives and the Senate, and any other members of Congress who request the report. The report shall include detailed descriptions of all the findings and conclusions by the comptroller with respect to the audit that is subject to the report, together with such recommendations for legislative and administrative actions. Now, we all know that the Federal Reserve is crooked. We all know that the Federal Reserve is broke. We all know that the Federal Reserve has printed phony money for the last 8 years, or preceding 8 years, because there is no money. There's nothing to back it. The Federal Reserve, in all honesty, has been printing money for the last 30 years, 25 years, and there's nothing to back it up. Nothing at all. Hell, it might be longer than that. There's nothing backing our money up today. Ladies and gentlemen, you can pull one hand wishing the other and see which one happens first, but I guarantee you the dollar bills in your billfold ain't worth diddly because there's nothing to back it up. Nothing at all. And we know that the Federal Reserve is dealing in phony money. That's it. That's all they're doing. So it sure makes you wonder. It sure makes you wonder what they will do. Now, here's the funny part about this is, I went to get a summary of the bill. And like I said before, when you go to get a summary of the bill, it has to go to another office. And that office has to register it and everything and then send it back. Well, they haven't done that yet at all. But this is the Federal Reserve Transparency Act of 2019. The House has sent this little bitty bill, saying what it wants, to the House, to the Oversight and Reform Committee for them to look at. That's where it was sent on January the 3rd. It was referred to the House Committee on Oversight and Reform. So there's no summary on this bill at all. You can't look it up. There's no summary. It tells you that. There's one text. That one text is right there. What I read most of it to you. There's only been 2 actions taken on it so far. It's got 2 titles, 0 amendments, but co-sponsors. There's 58 co-sponsors on this thing, ladies and gentlemen. And this is in the House of Representatives. There's 58 co-sponsors on this purported bill. And I am only seeing one. Thought I had it marked. Hold on here, there's one. One Democrat. One Democrat on here only. And that's it. And his name is Representative Duncan D. Hunter from California. He is the only Democrat on here. Other than that, the remaining 57 co-sponsors on this bill are Republicans. So that right there, House Resolution 24, ladies and gentlemen, that is an important one to pay attention to for later on down the line. Because trust me, the Federal Reserve, along with the IRS, needs to be gotten rid of in the worst way as fast as they can. Because all they do is steal from us. That's it. That's all they do. They steal from us. So, should we pay attention to some of these bills? Yeah. And you know how I found this bill, actually? In all honesty, I was actually going through the House of Representatives, and I seen on this one bill that I'm going to read to you guys that he was actually a co-sponsor on it. So I'm kind of like, okay, well, this guy's from Oklahoma. He's a co-sponsor of this one. And you can go down and you can click on your state, and it brings up everybody who co-sponsored on the bills. So I didn't go with Lucas because Lucas has been there too damn long. He's just a damn rhino. But I went on this guy's and clicked on it. And man, he's co-sponsoring a whole lot of bills. So I just started scrolling down through them. And lo and behold, I came across 3 bills that he co-sponsors that you guys need to know about. And HR 24 is one of them. That's how I found it. That is how I found that bill. And that's how I found this other one. And it sure makes me wonder, are things that easy or that hard? They make it hard because when you go to look up a bill, in all honesty, at the U.S. House of Representatives, you got to put in the title of the bill for one. You can't put in HR 20 or HR 24 or HR 69. It doesn't come up that way. You got to put in all this information that you don't know about. So when I clicked on his name, all these bills came up that he co-sponsored. Cool. So I just started looking down. Hey, research time. And I read like 40 of them. I looked through 40 of them, no lie, before I came across these that I pulled up tonight. Because to me, they were the most prevalent. So, and this other one that he co-sponsored, I really like it. But same situation. There is no summary at all. None. It's been sent to the other place, hasn't come back. And this one has been sent to the Committee of the Energy and Commerce, Ways and Means, Judiciary. This is H.R. 20, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to turn around and let you guys read the title. To prohibit taxpayer-funded abortions. You guys like that one? I do. With everything that's going on right now, Planned Parenthood, Cuomo, because you know Cuomo's going to make everybody in the state pay for those abortions. You know he's going to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're welcome. This is what's called research. This is what's called critical thinking. This is what's called looking up to see just what we're fighting every single day. And we are. But to prohibit taxpayer-funded abortions, H.R. 20. This was actually submitted by Representative Christopher H. Smith, a representative Republican from New Jersey. And it says latest action on 1/17/19 referred to the Committee on Energy and Commerce, and in addition to the committees on Ways and Means, the Judiciary, for a period to be subsequently determined by the Speaker. In each case, for consideration of such provisions as fall within the jurisdiction of the committee concerned. Well, I can guarantee you know what that means right there. That's telling you that Pelosi is going to keep this thing in committees. She's not going to let this come back onto the floor, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, it says, as of 1/28/19, text has not been received for H.R. 20 to prohibit taxpayer-funded abortions. Bills are generally sent to the Library of Congress from GPO, the Government Publishing Office, a day or two after they are introduced on the floor of the Senate or the House. Delays can occur when there are a large number of bills to prepare or when a very large bill has to be printed. So that's where they send it. They send it to the Library of Congress from the Government Publishing Office. And that's where this one is. That's it. That is it. But I'll tell you what, right here's the kicker. 1, 2, 3 pages of co-sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. There was 78 co-sponsors on this bill. But the problem is, I just read it to you. For a period to be subsequently determined by the Speaker of the House, whether she's going to allow this back on the floor or not. And right now, with all the abortions going on, ladies and gentlemen, do you really think that Speaker Pelosi is going to let this back onto the floor? Do you really believe that she's going to let this come up and stay on the floor so they can vote for it? I don't. It's not going to happen. But this is where we have to do our due diligence and pay attention to what's what. Now, I did find something pretty amazing here. I ain't got my glasses, so this is damn hard for me to do. So I did see something. Yep, there's 1 or 2. You guys just hold on with me here for a second. I thought I did this earlier, but I didn't. What I'm doing is I'm looking to see how many Democrats have co-sponsored on this bill. We got 3 so far. And this is just, here's Representative Liz Cheney at large from Wyoming. Republican, Independent. Representative Jim Banks, independent from Indiana. He co-sponsored on this. Let's see here. What else we got? Representative, Republican. And the three Democrats are Daniel Lipinski from Illinois. And, oh no, he's a Republican. Where did I see the other one? That's it. Just one Democrat. I screwed up. I said three, but I may have read their middle initial. Okay, so we got Daniel Lipinski from Illinois. We got Liz Cheney, who's at large from Wyoming, and we got an independent Jim Banks from Indiana. Other than that, everybody else is Republican. So, what does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? We have an independent and we have a Democrat who wants to prohibit taxpayers from funded abortions. Sounds to me like they kind of know something. But I can tell you what, I can tell you this, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be in trouble. They are going to be in trouble. You know, for the simple fact is, because they're going along with the Republicans. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Michael says, what's the point of living in Illinois and being a Republican anymore? Very good question. Very good question. You know, makes you wonder. Makes you wonder. That's for damn sure. You know, so, all right. Now, guys, the phone lines are open. If you want to call in, call in. Let's talk about some of this stuff. I don't have a problem with it. Here's the big one. This is a big one. This is the entire bill, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm not going to read it to you. Yeah, let's get it up here in the camera so you can see it. This is the entire bill. There's 47 pages of this bill. But I'm not going to read it to you. You can go look it up. But it's an important one, ladies and gentlemen. This is a damn important one. You need to know this one. You need to know this one very big. This one here is H.R. 25. It's introduced into the House on January the 3rd. It's called the Fair Tax Act of 2019. The summary for this bill is this. The bill imposes a national sales tax on the use or consumption in the United States of taxable property or services in lieu of the current income taxes, payroll taxes, and estate and gift taxes. The rate of these sales taxes will be 23% in 2021, with adjustments to the rate of subsequent years. These are exemptions from a tax for used and intangible property or services purchased for businesses, export, or investment purposes, and for state government functions. Under the bill, family members who are lawful U.S. residents receive a monthly sales tax rebate, family consumption allowance, based upon criteria related to family size and poverty guidelines. The status have the responsibility for administrating, collecting, and remitting the sales tax to the Treasury, not the Federal Reserve, but to the Treasury. Tax revenues are to be allocated among 1, the general revenue, 2, the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund, 3, the Disability Insurance Trust Fund, 4, the Hospital Insurance Trust Fund, and 5, the Federal Supplementary Medicare Insurance Trust Fund. No funding is authorized for the operations of the Internal Revenue Service after fiscal year 2023. Finally, the bill terminates the national sales tax if the 16th Amendment to the Constitution authorizing an income tax is not repealed within 7 years after the enactment of this bill. That right there says volumes, ladies and gentlemen. That right there says volumes. I'm going to read that one again. Finally, the bill terminates the national sales tax if the 16th Amendment to the Constitution, authorizing an income tax, is not repealed within 7 years after the enactment of this bill. Guys, you have got to look at this stuff. You have got to look at this because this is important stuff right here. It really is. Now, I went up and I looked at this, and this bill is huge and it's important. And there was only 28 co-sponsors. That's it. Only 28. A big should have a lot of people behind it, but it doesn't. And it makes you wonder. And here's the funny part is I'm looking at this. Everybody that co-sponsored this bill is a Republican. Everybody, all 28 people are Republicans that sponsored this bill. That's it. And this bill is huge. This bill is important. And like I said, I am not going to read it to you because I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, it's 47 pages long. And this is where you guys have got to go look at things because there's some things in this bill that need to be changed. And there's some things in this bill that needs to be reworded. But it's a hell of a start. It's a hell of a start. Now, the latest action on this of 1/3/2019 was referred to the House Committee on Ways and Means. This thing here, this fair tax, I don't like it as it sets, ladies and gentlemen. I don't. But it's already passed the House and it passed the Senate. Did you understand that one part I said about 2020, you know, how much the tax was going to be? How much the tax was going to be up there? What was it? 23% in 2021. The rate of the sales tax will be 23% in 2021 with adjustments to the rate in subsequent years. I don't know if I can handle a sales tax of 23%. That's damn expensive. You know, we bitch, moan, and groan if everything's more than 3, 4, 5%. If they're going to put a tax of 23% on things in 2021, what do you think they're going to put on your bank loans, your car loans, your home loans? Holy crap, 23%, and they could go up in subsequent years. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing's already passed the House, it's passed the Senate, and now it's on its way to the president. You guys better look this stuff up. And the good part is the president hasn't signed off on this yet. That is the good part. So what you guys thoughts? You guys tell me, what do you think about this bill? Is it going to be beneficial for us or is it going to be bad for us? This one's bad. This one's bad. It's, holy crap. I can't afford 23% tax. There is absolutely no way I can afford that. Can you? You know, I've told you folks from day one, we're not going to talk about the stuff that's blowing up on mainstream media. We're not going to talk about the hottest news item of the day. I'm going to bring you guys things that's not talked about. Why do you think they're not talking about this? Why do you think this Fair Tax Act of 2019 is not being talked about on the major networks? Why do you think they are not talking about this at all, ladies and gentlemen? It's stuff like this that I personally think is so important that everybody should know. That's why I'm bringing it to you. You know, and the funny part is I'm watching my numbers go down as far as viewers. I start reading these bills, people leave. They think this shit ain't important. This is important. When you get hit with a 23% tax in 2021, You can't say you didn't hear about it, because I'm sitting here and I'm proving to you that the damn thing is here. It's already passed the House and the Senate. But I got viewers leaving. That's okay. Go ahead and leave. Go ahead. But here's the biggest thing. Here's the biggest thing, ladies and gentlemen. How are we going to stop this kind of stuff? Hopefully our president looks at it and realizes that the American economy cannot afford this. The American person, the American family cannot afford this at all. Now, you think it's going to be tough on a single household or a family with 1 or 2 children? Think that's going to be tough? Let's take, for example, Jeremy. Jeremy's got a lot of kids. What do you think the tax rate will be on people with big families? It's going to be outrageous. Outrageous. People ain't going to be able to afford to do a damn thing at 23% interest, and it's going to go up in subsequent years, ladies and gentlemen. All I hope is our president, when he sees that, he says no. He says, fix it. Because right now, ladies and gentlemen, it needs to be fixed. That's all there is to it. You know, that's why I tell you people to invite even somebody you don't like, because they need to hear this. Everybody in America, I don't care if they're liberal, they need to hear this. Because I guarantee you what, you know, even the liberals, they say, that, you know, we want to take all the money away from everybody and we don't want to have to pay taxes and this, that, and the other. Well, this right here, even the liberals will have to pay 23% tax on everything. Everything consumed. You heard me say everything consumed, which means your food will cost you 23%. Can you afford that? Can you afford to go to the grocery store with $50 and buy your groceries try to last you a half a month, and then be hit with 23% sales tax? Now, my math isn't very good, and I always got to ask Donna Joe how in the hell you do this, but let's say $50 times 23% is another $11.50 on top of that. Okay? But you start adding that up. All right? Say you normally go to Costco or Sam's, something out there, and you walk out of there with $350 a month worth of groceries. Okay? That's an extra 80 bucks, 50 cents on top of that. So you're going to have to budget that. So, ladies and gentlemen, you go put fuel in your vehicle. You know how you normally put, say, I want $25 worth. Okay? $25 minus, you're only putting $19.25 into your car. You're not putting $25 into your car anymore. You're only putting $19.25. Isn't that amazing? And you wonder where the hell your money's gone to. Now, how much of your taxes are being taken out right now? According to this thing, it's going to do away with income tax. Okay? But the state is the one that's responsible for collecting all taxes and sending it to the federal government. This is actually wanting to do away with all federal taxes that you would have to file. You wouldn't have to file federal taxes no more. You would just file your state taxes. But what's to say that your state isn't going to come back and screw you on this? Something to think about, ain't it? Something to make you get them old wheels in your head start smoking. You know, it sure makes you wonder, ladies and gentlemen. Sure makes you wonder, how in the hell are we going to do this? How are we going to be able to afford this Fair Tax Act? I don't know. And that's where we all got to start doing some research. We all got to start looking at things. That's all there is to it. Yeah, Lori, you're absolutely correct. Tax Americans take care of the lazy and the illegals. That is absolutely correct, 100%. No ifs, ands, buts about it. You know, and it's a shame. I'm 54 years of age, and I've been hearing my entire life about people that don't vote, people that just don't care about the government, people that don't want to get involved. But then when you show them something like this, they get mad. So you know what I do? I tell them, so wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. You have no right to bitch, moan, or groan because you don't care. You don't care. You've always said you don't care. You don't want to know about it. You don't want to be involved in it. So you don't care. So you have no right to complain. Now, this right here is not being blown up. And I got a theory on why it's not being blown up. I got a theory. What do you think the snowflakes and Antifa and everybody else will do when they find out that they're wanting to pass this fair tax act, and they have to pay 23% plus it's going to go up? What do you think the snowflakes and the liberals are going to do when this comes through? This bill, and I kind of heard about it in passing. I said, I'm going to look it up. And I finally looked it up. And I was trying to get it looked up before it passed the House. But now it's too late because it's already passed the Senate. So what do we do now? What do we do now? Now is it time to start rubbing our pennies together and go from there? So the only thing, like Jeff says, the only thing you're seeing on the national networks is Pelosi. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing you're seeing is Pelosi this, Pelosi this. You know, and that gets back onto my deal about Roger Stone. When Roger Stone was arrested, it was a false flag. Plain and simple, ladies and gentlemen, it was a false flag because of stuff like, they don't want you to know about stuff like this. They don't want you to know about HR 25, the Fair Tax Act, at all. They don't want you to know about this. You can look it up. You can go to the House of Representatives. You can go to the U.S. Senate. It's already passed both of them. Type it in. The Fair Tax Act 2019-2020, HR 25. That should scare the hell out of you. Does me. Does me. That's what we're talking about, Debbie. Yeah, you know, that's a very good question. Where is Mad Maxine? Where, has anybody seen Mad Maxine as of late? There's several people not being shown here lately. Makes me wonder where they're at. How about you guys? All right. So, all right, we got those done. We got those done. We got those done. Those done. Those done. Hey, we're doing pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing good. All right. So I'm going to put this up here for a few minutes, and if anybody wants to call in, you guys call in, because I tell you what, this stuff here ought to make you start thinking. This stuff should make you start thinking and wondering just what the hell's happening. Where's the sanctity of our country? Where's it gone? Where's the sanctity of the morals and the values and the honest living and the honest, hard-working people of our country? What this stuff here is trying to destroy us, ladies and gentlemen, and you don't know anything about it. It's being hid from you. You got bills that's coming out that's going against your First Amendment. You already got bills in play right now that's going against your Second Amendment. So can you blame anybody for not knowing? This is where, I ain't no different than you guys. I work my ass off every day, but I take my time when I get in and I look something up. I got some friends that send me stuff and I look it up. That's how I get some information. I got some contacts in some places with people that send me stuff, and hey, that's what we got to do. Because I tell you what, right now, there's a war coming. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are ready. So, that's all we can do. That's all we can do. All right. Something was brought forth the other day. I think it was Sunday or Friday. Another raffle. Somebody was saying we need another raffle. So, okay. We need another raffle. If you guys want to do a raffle, y'all let me know and we can do something. And then y'all tell me how you want to do it and the way you want to do it. If you got something you want to put into the raffle, we'll go from there. We will go from there. But if you want to support the show, go to paypal.me/Logan439. Yeah, you guys, if you want, I'll tell you what, this right here, Be Live. That's what I'm on. I'm on Be Live, and it's broadcasting over to Facebook. This Be Live is $25 a month. You guys want to help with that? Cool. You guys can help with that. You guys want to help putting things on YouTube and getting YouTube growing and expanding out? I need help getting that done, because once I want to get into this other program in there, but it costs. So therefore, I got to expand on that. Guys, I need your help. I ain't going to lie about it. I ain't going to fit a farm screw you around. I ain't going to bullshit you. I need your help. We got to need help keeping these lights on, because things are kind of tough right now. That's all there is to it. So that's right. Carolyn, war has started. War has started. And if you want to donate and support Big Sarge Show, Redcon One Media, there's the PayPal for Redcon One Media. It's paypal.me/Big Sarge 101. And either place, if you send any donations or support to Big Sarge, tell them that you sent it on the Patriotic Rancher Show. Put it in the notes section so he knows. All right? Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been great. I think this has been a good show. It's a shame we lost all the viewers. It really is. It's a shame. I just can't believe we did that. It just makes me wonder. How about you guys? Makes me wonder. So, all right. So, you guys want to raffle? Let me know. Let me know. And we will go from there. You guys shoot me a message and we'll go from there. We just need some items that we can put into the raffle. And if you want to make something, make it. If you have something you want to donate to the raffle, awesome. However you want to do it, I'm game. If you guys are game, I'm game. I actually love doing that last raffle. That was awesome. That was awesome. So, all right, folks. Well, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to see I'm going to play here on Spreaker. Okay, we got to laugh. There we go. I like that one. I do. I like that one right there. What's this? That's lightning. What's this one? Oh, camera. Hey, I got paparazzi. Awesome. I like this stuff. I like Spreaker. It's fun. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, one last thing. YouTube we need to start going to Redcon One Media on YouTube. We got some issues going on with Redcon One and Facebook. So we need to kind of start gearing everybody to go over to YouTube, because Big Sarge is setting this up where all of our shows go live on YouTube also. So I like to know about the bills. Oh, you're welcome, Jeff. Hey, you're more than welcome. I'll be glad, guys, I'll be glad to show you this stuff. I don't have I don't have a problem with that because this is stuff we all need to know about. This is all stuff we need to know about. So that's all there is to it. So, yeah, this is going to be a hell of a lot worse than a civil war. You're right, Linda. So, yeah, in a civil war, really isn't a civil war. There's nothing civil about war at all. And this isn't going to be the East versus the West. This isn't going to be the right versus the left. In all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be everybody against everybody. That's all there is going to it. It's going to be patriots against socialists. But here's the problem. Things can get thrown out of whack really fast. Look at how easy the terms Nazis is to be thrown around. Fascist. Look at how easy those words are getting thrown around. Racist. Bigot. Look at how easy those words are getting thrown around. Stuff like that could turn things into a bloodbath really fast. I've been around a bunch of people with firearms that, let's just put it this way, they really didn't have great self-control of their mental capacities, and it turned into a shooting war really fast. I've seen people do things on a split second. It makes you wonder, well, what the hell? There was no cause for this at all. So if the shooting war starts, this is something we're going to have to be prepared for. Jeff Vire, what is Spreaker? It's an audio program, believe it or not. Spreaker is pure audio. There's no video to it, no nothing like that. And it's Spreaker.com. You can go with it. You can put it on your phone. You can put it on your laptop. You can put it on your iPad, whatever. You can put it on there. And if you're missing the shows, you can go on there like to Redcom One Media, or you can go to the Patriotic Rancher, or I think it's Mr. Brutally Honest, but it might be the Patriotic Rancher. I'm not for sure. But you can go there and you can listen to the entire show on Spreaker. And there's a chat room. You can chat in there. You can leave your comments in there. And, unlike YouTube, it's sort of like YouTube without the video is what it is. But you can put it on any kind of thingamabob that you got. So that's the cool part. That is the cool part. So, hey, Greg, it's my pleasure, man. I know me and Donna, we have a blast doing this. You're right. There's nothing free. There is absolutely nothing free. And we're going to lose everything if we don't stand up. I'm sorry to sound like a warmonger, but I'm being brutally honest, folks. If we don't pay attention to what happens, we're going to lose everything before 2020. Do you want that? I don't. That's the last thing I want. So, all right, folks, we're going to shut this down for the night. I want to thank each and every one of you for being here with us. Man, I loved having you guys here. I loved all the input. I love the fact that you guys are commenting a lot. See, I'm getting tongue-tied. Ain't that something? Ladies and gentlemen, our country is in the time of dire needs. We've been silent for way too many years. We've been sitting on our derriere for way too many years. And we've been sitting on the fence. There's a man sitting up there in the deep swamp who decided by the grace of God to take him on by himself. And he's wanting us to help him. So it's time we got off the fence and helped him. How about tickets for a rifle? Awesome. Somebody got a rifle they want to donate. That'd be awesome. But Here's the biggest thing too. President Trump needs our help. And ladies and gentlemen, like I've been saying for the last several years, this is where we have to educate ourselves. This is where we have to get our critical thinking back. Because along with the critical thinking, if we don't have it, we're going to lose a very important part of ourselves. And the left has done everything they can to steal it away. And with these bills that I've read you tonight, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to take our critical thinking away. This is a very minute aspect of what they're trying to do. And it's scary. It is scary, ladies and gentlemen. I beg each and every one of you start doing some research, educating yourselves. Try to see what's going on. Stay away from all the main headlines. Go look at everything else that they're not talking about. And that's where you see what's really going on. And you'll get stuff like this sent to you. And it'll be kind of like, holy crap, I can't believe they're trying to do this. Okay? So, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for taking a little time out of your day and come seeing us. We love each and every one of you. We couldn't do this show without you. And just remember that, God bless the Republic. God bless the people of the Republic of the United States of America. And if you sit on a wooden fence too long, you're going to get splinters in your butt. So get your ass up. Pull them splinters out. Put your feet down, go forward. Never, ever go backwards. Now let's take our Republic back. So, ladies and gentlemen, as Donna Joe says, grow where you're planted. Make those roots deep. Make them strong. And don't let the good winds blow you over, because, by God, we've got a war coming. And the winds of hate are starting to blow hard. So, until then, we'll see you guys Wednesday. Tuesday, hope. If not, if I can't do anything Tuesday, I will be here Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. We love you. God bless you. We'll see y'all later.